With prior
to take leave of the court. We had specifically directed you to produce the child. Why shouldn't you give the custody of the child to the father? Non-compliance of the court's order. There was a specific direction passed in your presence where we directed the child to be produced in a particular place regularly. The child was not produced. No application was filed by you for modification. That seat is reserved for advocates. And ask her to go behind. You have not called her. Ask her to go behind. Ask her to go behind. Please ask her to take her seat behind. Her place is not here.
This is my application for visitation, my lord. Your lordships on March 10, 2025, my lord.
Can one or can two, Mr.
My lord, both are pending, my lord. I have filed the application pursuant to the leave granted by your lordships, my lord. The can two. My lord, since I have prayed for modification of the order, your lordships, my lord, direct me to file an appropriate application.
Yes.
My lord, can two is that application for
What was
modification.
the original order?
My lord, original order is, my lord, the daughter was directed to be produced on every Saturday at South City Mall from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Now, my lord, on the immediately after passing of the order on 10th March, my lord, the first Saturday, the child was produced at the right time at 5 p.m. Thereafter, on the next Saturday,
Yes, you recorded in your earlier order.
yes, yes.
last application, your lordship was asked to furnish the current address of the respondent, my lord. Here it is, my lord.
Give it to them. Mr. I will give you liberty to amend the memo also, adding this address. It will be an additional address, not in place of the previous. Now she is residing where? Ma'am,
Now, my lord, it's
where is she
appeared-
residing now?
My lord, it's
Use the microphone, please. Use the microphone. Barashat.
Barasat, my lord.
Yes.
No, my lord, I think my learned friend is not
What
correct
is
on the
that?
subject, your lord.
Address there.
The Priyanka Gupta, daughter of Gautam Sen Sharma, age about such and such,
Address.
residing at 332 Nilachal, which is the address of the appellant.
No, my lord, kindly consider, my lord, where the licensor and the landlord is the sole owner of the plot, which is Barasat, which is in Barasat, my lord, and she is.
This is the address, my lord, that has been
Let us see
mentioned
that.
in the agreement.
Din tota.
This is
এই এসিটা বন্ধ।
given license agreement, my lord, the address that has been given at is of 332 Nilachal, that is the address of the
Consider the second
appellant.
portion of.
Why did you violate the order of the court without any modification previously? We had specifically directed you to produce the child at a particular place. Why did you violate?
My lord, on second Saturday, my lord, with prior.
To take leave of the court. We had specifically directed you to produce the child. Why shouldn't you give the custody of the child to the father? Because of a non-compliance of the court's order. There was a specific direction passed in your presence where we directed the child to be produced in a particular place regularly. The child was not produced. No application was filed by you for modification. Why shouldn't you immediately grant custody to the father for non-compliance of the court's order? And then show all your recalcitrance to the court. You have to obey the order of the court. Instill this in your mind of a client.
Definitely, my lord.
Why haven't you? What's the explanation? Ask her to stand up. That seat is reserved for advocates. And ask her to go behind. You have not called her. Ask her to go behind. Ask her to go behind. Please ask her to take her seat behind. Her place is not here. Why didn't you comply?
My lord, on second Saturday, my lord, as
Second Saturday, fourth Saturday. We shall not modify the order. Unless you comply, we will see after the vacation, we'll keep them at immediately after the vacation. You have to comply regularly, no change of visitation. If you fail to comply even once, we are telling you, we will grant custody to the father. Whatever be your excuse.
My lord, may I submit?
Yes, what is your application for?
My lord, my since the child was not produced, and my lord, on the first occasion, I also want to prayed that the grandparents are senior citizens. They want to see the granddaughter. Now, my lord, your lordship,
What is the age of the child?
age is, my lord, 7.5 years.
She's a girl.
God, yes. Now, my lord, on that occasion, your lordship says now for the time being, only father should be allowed to visit the child, and your lordship will be considered afterwards. Now, my lord, in this application can too, my lord, I have prayed for, my lord, that since the grandparents are, my lord, senior citizens and they could not see the child for 1.5 years, my lord. So, my lord, on last Friday of every month, the child should be handed over to me from after the school hours, and I shall return the child at 5 p.m. on Sunday. That I have prayed for in the can too.
This address is at Barashat, Mr. Rai. Here her original address was shown where the party description is given, but this shows that license has been given to her at Barashat.
Yes, my lord.
Well, initial the
Initial
address.
address, because when the license was entered into, that was her address. Now she has entered into this.
Well, may I see when the license has
Yes,
been
entered
entered into?
Yes, check up. You ought to have had extra copies of this, 2 for the court and 1 for them. You are so stingy, you are saving on copies also of a 3-page license agreement.
Well, the agreement is on dated 1st December 2024. Well, at that time, she was not residing in the at Nilachal, Birati. Anyway, well, let's see.
When did you pass the order? When you passed our order, she was residing there.
Your lord.
So why is this relevant?
Because well,
taken a plea that she is not being able to.
Yes,
no,
yes.
she'll bring the child wherever she was bringing. Where did we direct? South City Mall.
South City Mall.
Can it be somewhere in between, Mr. Rai?
Well, I do not have any objection.
Right now, we don't want to penalize her by giving the weekend visitation.
No.
We'll keep the application immediately after the vacation.
Well, I do not have
ad hoc basis. Let it be somewhere in between. Where do you live?
Well, I live in Birati. She lives, according to her, that she lives in that Barashat. Let it be in between there in.
Birati Barashat is close by.
Yes.
So suggest a place.
My lord, within Barasat at anywhere.
Not within Barashat. She'll have to come to Birati with the child. Birati, suggest a place. Ask your client. And suggest a place. Mr. Roy, you can help them. You can ask your client also.
Sun City Mall. My lord, Sun City Mall at Barasat.
Barashat, no. Birati, yes.
City Center 2. City Center 2 to Salt Lake already.
During the vacation, let her be with her father. After vacation, we'll consider. Can 2 of 2025 has been filed by the appellant father seeking a modification of our previous order by which we directed the respondent mother to bring the minor daughter of the parties for visitation by the appellant father at the South City Mall every Saturday between 5 and 7 p.m. However, apart from one occasion, the child was never brought for such visitation. On another occasion, the child was brought late. That apart, the respondent mother has consistently abstained from producing the child for visitation by the appellant father. Next para, we find from the records that no application or prayer was made by the respondent wife for alteration or modification of our order, whereby we directed the child to be produced for visitation at the South City Mall. When the matter was mentioned subsequently by the respondent, by the appellant father, the respondent mother seeks to take a plea that since she is now residing at Barashat, it was difficult for her to bring the child to the South City Mall on every such occasion. Next para. However, we strongly deprecate the recalcitrant attitude of the respondent mother who, despite knowing of the specific order of the court, has flouted the same nonchalantly without caring even to seek for a modification of the said order. The respondent mother took it upon herself to decide as to whether or not she would comply with the order of this court, without bringing to the fore the problem, if any, being faced in visitation of the child at the South City Mall. Next para, the learned senior advocate for the appellant father submits that on the last occasion, the appellant's parents, that is the paternal grandparents of the children, also expressed their desire to meet the child. As such, it is suggested by the appellant that the child be permitted to be taken by the father to his residence over the weekends and be returned to the mother thereafter on every weekend. Next para, we are also apprised that the appellant father is residing at North Damdam, Birati, whereas the respondent mother admittedly is residing in Modhomgram at present. Full stop. Next para. Hence, comma, it would not be difficult for the mother to travel the short distance from Modhomgram to Birati for handing over the child every weekend to the appellant father. Full stop. Accordingly, we modify our order dated March 10, 2025 and direct the respondent mother to bring the child every Friday, starting from May 23, 2025, that is tomorrow, in the evening at around 6 p.m. to the residence of the appellant father and hand over the child to the appellant father. Full stop. The child shall stay with the father's family over the weekend. Full stop. The appellant father shall return the child to the residence of the mother at Barashat, within bracket Modhomgram, on the following Sunday at around 10 a.m. Full stop. This exercise is an ad hoc arrangement which is being formulated by the court for the time being, subject to final disposal of Can 1 of 2025 and Can 2 of 2025. Full stop. Next para. It is made clear that such arrangement shall continue until further orders. Full stop. Next para. It is further clarified that we are not confident of the trust of the appellant respondent mother in the orders of the court and or the obedience of the orders of this court by the respondent mother due to her past conduct. Full stop. Hence, in the event we find that the above directions are not complied with until further orders, the court shall consider handing over the custody of the minor child to the father, appellant father, during the pendency of the appeal. Full stop. Next para. Both the applications shall next be listed on June 16, 2025.
And one more prayer from your lordship already directed me to file the paper books. And I am praying, let it be extended till 30th June. It is under preparation.
The time on the prayer of the learned senior advocate appearing for the appellant, the time for filing paper books is extended till June 30, 2025.